Hello, my name is Alex, for those of you that don't know. And I'm 19 right now, I just moved out and I'm an appointment setter, I'm a sales rep, and I'm filming this video because I've been slacking like crazy on filming my journey. I've always wanted to, I just never did it. And from this day on, I'm gonna film every part of my journey. It's gonna be recorded. The reason why I want to film this video is because I want to share my journey with you so far. Everything that hasn't been recorded and documented, I want to share it with you right now. That's why I really want to film this video. I want to show you exactly how I got into sales and how it really changed my life and how I moved out at 19 years old. So we've got to go way back, like 3 years ago. So I was in England, I was 16, I was doing my GCSEs, and I decided to make some money, get a job while I was studying. So my first job, I started at a tattoo shop where I was, doing booking calls like on the computer through the Instagram page. I was taking phone calls. I was booking appointments, managing the calendar, discussing size, price, and most importantly, I was collecting the cash. So I was pretty much a in-person appointment setter and sales rep, whatever you want to call it. And it was good. I mean, I was making £50 a day, which for a 16-year-old me being from Bulgaria, which is like double the currency, that was a lot of money for me back then. And it was good. I had to move back, my exams finished, and unfortunately, I couldn't save much of it because I spent most of it on stupid stuff anyways. But it was a good experience for my first job. And that was also the point where I was looking to join, like I was a massive Andrew Tate fan at that time. I was like watching so much of his videos, I was hitting the gym hard. I always wanted to do a business, but I had no idea how to go about it. When I was 16, I didn't have the character needed. So I would just, procrastinate, just watch the videos and like, just watch reels and think I was productive when I wasn't. And it's just, I was a huge fan, but I didn't do anything. I didn't know how to run a business, I didn't know how to do anything. And after I saved up some money from there is when I was looking to join the real world. But unfortunately, my parents didn't let me use their card to pay it. Then we fast forward another few months. That's when I joined a boxing gym. And did that for 2 months. I was really enjoying it. I was learning the moves. But then I had some major health issues come up. And I almost died twice. Like I went through one 8 hour surgery and one 11-hour surgery. Like I was bedridden for a whole month and I was locked in a bed at home like for 6 months. I lost the ability to even stand or even walk. The whole process of learning of standing and walking, I had to learn that from the beginning, from scratch. So like it was a tough period for 17-year-old me, and I lost my progress in the gym, which I was going super hard at during that period, and I lost all my progress in my self development. Like my mental health was really not in a good spot. I would just stay all day laying in bed, like scrolling my phone, like just feeling sorry for myself. I had no idea what to do if I'd ever recover. Like the doctors told me that I wouldn't be able to train, to go to the gym in another year, and that I would never be able to train martial arts in my life again. So I've got to be grateful that I'm still here because it could have ended much worse. Amidst all the down period, I started, getting my mood back up a little bit more, and I decided to make some money while I was there. So I went to next to my small city, there's this small tourist village, and I went there, and pretty much all I would do there is sit in a small wooden cabinet and sell magnets all day for $30 a day. It's pennies, but I mean in Bulgaria that is the average salary for like per day. So that was a fun experience. I dealt with so many old people, so many different people. It would only be on weekends, so I made no money during the whole period. After 2 months of doing that, I decided to go back to the UK and I worked at the tattoo shop again. This time I worked for £70 a day, which was like 3 times the amount of money I was making in Bulgaria. And I did that for another 2-3 months, so I saved up some cash. And then I had to come back to Bulgaria because I had some more studying to do. I was still in school, and unfortunately, a few months later, that shop closed down, so I had to figure out something else. By this point, it had been 2 years since me and my brother had been Andrew Tate fans, and we finally decided to take some action and start our own business rather than just procrastinating. So we launched our own photography agency. We had all the gear. We made the Instagram page, but we didn't know anything about growing a brand, a business, or client acquisition. So all we would do is just post daily on Instagram posts, and somehow prom season hit in Bulgaria. We did some free shoots. Some people liked us. We got our first client. It was only $75 for the whole 5 hours of work, but those $75 felt better than any money I'd ever made. Making money yourself without having some big fat boss pay you the money, it felt so rewarding, it felt so good. I mean, we got some more clients, but we shot a wedding, we shot some baptisms, but it was quite slow. Like we only had like one job every week or two. So we decided to get a 9 to 5 in the meantime to, just add some more cash. That's when I went back to that same crappy old little tourist village. And this time around, I would just, those paint with black paint those metal fences and put varnish on the wood across the whole village. So it was slave work, like it was 8 hours a day in the sun. Like that was the trenches, man. Like that's when we would, just go at it all day and get paid like pennies. It was $35 a day, 9 hours, because there was 30 minutes drive to and back, plus the whole 8 hour shift. Like out of all jobs I've worked, that was by far the worst one. Like that one was brutal. Like it sapped all my energy out of my life, and it taught me a very valuable lesson. Like to make money, you need to develop your mind and your skills rather than just use your body for physical labor and sacrifice your health. Because anyone can do that, but not everyone can do. Not everyone can think and develop a skill which can really impact a lot of people and generate you a lot of money. But of course, because I hadn't developed the right character yet, I didn't take action on that lesson. Instead, 1 month later, I got another 9 to 5, this time at a supermarket, and that was also the trenches. Like I was the guy that handles the stock, deloads the trucks of all the heavy, boxes, all the drinks, and then just sort them out among the rafts. And that was brutal. The worst part about it was that I was under a contract and that it was only like $750 a month. And the worst part was the shifts. So those shifts were draining. It was either wake up at 5:30 a.m. and be at work at 6:30, or finish work at 9:30 and be home at 10. So either way, you had no freedom. I had no freedom. My whole life force was drained, especially when you line up night shift into morning shift. You get like 5 hours of sleep. Like I couldn't do anything. I was a slave. I was working there. But the only good thing about that period was that I started training Muay Thai then, even though the doctors told me I shouldn't. And that's the only thing I lived for. I would go, do some sparring. Like I lived for it. But it was during late hours, so I got even less sleep when I was training. And this job really sapped all my life away with all the super crappy shifts and work hours. And especially for such low pay as well. Like it was super heavy work. My knees were dead. My shoulders were dying. I had to go train Muay Thai. I'd sleep 5 hours. I'd go back to work. And then after 1 month, I finally realized, I've had enough. I'm made for more than this. I'm almost up to the highest standard. I'm not gonna settle for less. And I told myself, this will be the last 9 to 5 I ever work. I go to my boss. I tell him, listen, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm quitting. But then, like I put out the contract, I need to leave with a 1 month notice. So I was literally trapped there for a whole other month. I had to work the same crappy job that I hated, and I didn't want to work anymore. And that was where I was literally a slave. I was trapped on my contract. I was forced to work for a whole month and just do it every single day. I'd count the days. And man, that month was slow. Like, it takes so much time when you've got a whole month left to work, which you don't want to work, which you're not supposed to work because you quit, but you have to have the 1 month's notice. So I had to work for a whole other month doing all that stuff. Anyway, I finally got out, and after you stop working 9 to 5, you realize how when you do the same monotonous task every single day, you go to work at the same morning, unload the same boxes, load up the same drinks, your time flies. Like you don't even sense, like after those months, to me it feels like a week once you're done. Like right now, I don't even remember that period anymore. That's so much it just drains and sucks your soul out of you. It's such a scam. I was done. No more 9 to 5s. But I still didn't know how to grow a business. I didn't have any skills. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to learn the skill this time around. I'm going to get a skill and grow a business through that. But I decided to do that by climbing to the top of the education system, getting into a super high-end uni, studying my butt off, and from there, learning that skill and using that skill to make a business. I was thinking about getting into coding and AI to create my own software company and stuff like that. But then you put that plan process, it's going to take years and years and years. And still, I put my head down. I studied like crazy. I saw this as the only way to get rich, because after so many years of not taking action on any of the Andrew Tate stuff, the Hamza content, all that stuff you watch, I thought it was a scam, just because I didn't take any action on it. And I thought that was my way to get rich, just by studying a lot, getting smart, learning a skill, getting the business. Like at least I still had that entrepreneurial spirit in me. Like I wasn't studying to go get a 9 to 5 and save it for 20 years. I was studying to go learn the skill, work maybe 1-2 years, and then create my own company around that skill. But it's such a flawed plan. Like the whole time I was thinking like, ever since I started work, I have never taken a cent from my parents. But then when you're not working, you have no income coming in. How are you supposed to pay your bills? You gotta be for a place to study. You gotta pay, like, you gotta live somewhere. You gotta eat. And the whole time I was just thinking like, am I gonna have to rely on my parents to pay everything for me? Like, that's not what man will do, is it? I had so many thoughts about how I'm going to live a super like crappy low quality of life. How I'm gonna have to waste my young years, which are the most fun years, rather than building something, having an exciting life. It's barely scraping by because I'm studying to be rich when I'm 40. Like I just had I had so many doubts. Like, is it not possible to make money when you're young? And I was lost, but I was still studying. I was training my Muay Thai, and then fast forward to January this year, I go to see my best friend in the city, Plovdiv, and as we're there, he goes, "Let me call up one of my friends," and then his friend calls up on one of his friends, and that guy was Julius, who later on became my setting mentor. And I met these young guys like 1 or 2 years older than me, and I just see like, back then I thought that $2 to $3K a month was like unfathomable. Like that was my dream. I saw these guys making way more than that, living like the life I always thought wanted to live. Like since I was 16, looking at the Andrew Tate videos, they lived the life I always wanted to live, having freedom when you're young, making money online. And I was like, that really shifts my perspective. I asked them like, what do you guys do? Like, how is this even possible? And that's when I found out what appointment setting was. And that's when my whole perspective of my whole world changed. Like, it was insane. I saw the world in a completely different way. I finally knew that there was a way to make money online. I knew that it was physically possible. I saw it with my own eyes how these guys were doing it, and I saw that they actually made this money. I wish I could say I immediately took action, but I didn't. I spent the whole month just sitting there contemplating that dish, entertaining in my head with so many excuses and doubts in my head because is this actually real? Can I actually make money online? I already committed to studying. Shouldn't I finish this route first? Like, so many thoughts in my head. I was really unsure on how to go about the whole process. I didn't have the taking action habit built into me yet. At one point I decided enough was enough. Let me just get on the call with Julius, see what this is about. He explained the whole process to me, but then I found out the investment. It's gonna take all of my time, all the savings I had from all these years of working, all my savings, I had to invest them all into this. And so I just gave all the crazy objections, the dumb objections that don't even have any sense behind them, and I didn't close. We scheduled a follow-up call, but I never booked it in. And then I spent those next 3 days all day just thinking about it, thinking like, will this work? How can I do this, you know? But then at that point I was like, you know what, just be a man, tough up. It's for once in your life, take action. I took that step. I went, I invested everything to become an appointment setter. I came in and I immediately connected with so many like-minded young people, hungry, looking to make money, looking to actually make it. They pushed me, held me accountable. And when I even went, I booked a ticket back to Plovdiv. I stayed at their place all day. I would just absorb energy and knowledge so I can actually speed on my progress. I made my Loom video. I started applying for roles. One weekend, I had 3 interviews lined up. All 3 were good, but one of them, which was a role I really wanted, I put an interview masterclass and I landed that role I really wanted. I declined the other 2. And that whole process of the interviews really taught me how, like, to be able to sell yourself, which is difficult on an interview, you need to be about it. You can't fake it, you can't lie, you genuinely need to be about it. And that's when all those years of, doing many different jobs, growing my own business, going to Muay Thai, boxing, training for so long, like all the lessons I learned from there, overcoming the health obstacles, like that really formed me into the man I was supposed to be to land that interview and be able to sell myself. I got the offer, I was ecstatic. Unfortunately, I didn't know much about setting, and for 3 days, I put in all the work I could do. I did so much volume, but I just didn't know how to sell. And so I didn't book any appointments. I got fired after 3 days, and man, that hurt. Like, that was the first time in my whole life I had ever been fired. I'd always left everything else I'd done. This time I was genuinely being fired. After that was an offer I really wanted. And it hurt, but doesn't matter. On to the next. Back to applying. 2 weeks later, I had 3 more interviews lined up. Went through all of them. Then I pulled a second interview masterclass on this real estate cold calling offer. This time around, I had actually spent those 2 weeks studying, leveling up my character to really show that energy off on the phones, and I actually performed. Within 2 weeks, I became the top setter on the team. I was booking so many appointments. I was learning so much about sales. I knew how to deal with cold, angry prospects from cold calling, and it was going great. Unfortunately though, after a month and a half and 100 appointments booked, the conversion rate was so low, the conversion cycle was so slow, like I didn't make any money. And so I transferred to a different department in the same company, cold calling again, but this time doing B2B cold calling. Again, 1 month in, I became a top setter on the team. I was booking appointments, but just during the whole period of 3 months, I only made $500. I was just sitting here like, is this really possible? Can I really make money through appointment setting? Like I was seeing everyone else do it. My brother was making good money. I wasn't able to make money. I thought like it was physically impossible for me to make money. And that was just like another excuse in my mind, but I was really having doubts. I knew I had the skills, but I just didn't know if I could actually make money because I was so fed up with, slow conversion cycles, low conversion rates, like I knew I could book a lot of appointments, but I didn't know if I could actually make money. And then I got onto the offer I'm on right now. And all these months of accumulated experience, sales experience, building up my character, knowing how to deal with cold leads, doing all the sales from cold calling, and I know how to deal with rejection. I didn't care about it anymore. And that really set me up for success. On my very first day, I closed an $100 deal over the phone. Like I didn't know anything about it's a credit and funding company. I didn't know anything about credit, but I managed to close the deal over the phone for $100. And that's when it started kicking in. I started booking in so many appointments. I was closing a lot of these $100 deals over the phone. I started booking the high ticket leads. But I didn't get any closes for like the first 2 weeks. And then after that, the closures started racking in because I started increasing my quality of appointments. I was getting more knowledgeable about credit, about funding. And so I was booking many appointments, quality appointments, they were closing. I was closing the $100 deals, the low ticket ones over the phones. And it's really compiled. And I ended off my first month, which was June, with $2,500. And now, and this month is going to be so much stronger. Like I'm booking even more appointments. I booked 37 appointments this week. Closing even more on the low tickets. Even yesterday, I closed my very first high ticket deal over the phone. And once all my guys are closed, they still have more fees to pay to our company. They have to pay for the fulfillment fees, which are gonna make even more money. So July, I'm looking at a crazy month, and this whole push of finally making money allowed me and my brother to move out at 19 years old. I actually get this place in Plovdiv. I'm now living around like-minded people. I'm locked in. Like I'm living a free life. I'm going to all the gyms I want. I'm not stingy on buying. I'm buying only healthy foods. I'm able to go out I can go out whenever I want. I can meet with a lot of people. I'm locked in. Like it genuinely changed my life. Appointment setting, actually making money with it, to being able to move out and live the life which 6 months ago I thought would be impossible. I thought the online space was a scam. I thought I couldn't make money online. I thought I had to wait 4 or 5 years to actually make any money. And now I'm making money at 19 years old online, remotely. I can work wherever I want. That one act of taking action and making the investment made a compounding effect. Like ever since I made that investment, I was moving different. I was taking action constantly. It became a habit because I was being pushed by so many guys. Take action here, take action here. Like it became part of me. Just take action, which I would never do before. In these last 6 months, I've lived more life than I have my entire life, and that's not an exaggeration. Like there's been so many ups and downs. So my self-development, my characters have grown. I've been on so many adventures. I've met so many great people. Like I've done so much stuff. I've moved out. I'm making money. I'm working remotely. Like this is all stuff I never even dreamed of. For 3 years, I thought was impossible and just fantasized about in my head, but never took action. I get paid based on my performance, based on how much I put in. It's not a fixed salary. Whether I slack or not, I get paid the same. This is purely performance based. It's ruthless. Every single day, giving my best, I can actually genuinely make this money. And the best part is, this journey is only beginning. Appointment setting is only the tip of the iceberg. In sales and business, there is so much more to come. If you like this journey, please support by keep watching and drop a subscribe. And get ready. This is about to go big.